going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and we're back. This time we're talking about the patch notes for update 4.6 for Marvel Future Fight. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I said a few days ago that given the history we have with childlike characters in Marvel Future Fight coming to this game and just kind of fading into the background and not being very powerful, I had my doubts about Crescent. The only childlike character we have in the game right now that's a dominant force is actually Nova, and I had doubts about Crescent. But it looks like when Netmarble is designing their very own characters, they're willing to give them whatever it takes for them to be a very big part of the meta, and it looks like Crescent is going to be one of those characters. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to try her out, but at the exact same time, just reading through some of the things that they gave her, it just blows my mind. Right off the bat, a 60% physical attack leadership. That's the best physical attack leadership in the game. Previously, that title was held by Titania, holding it down with 50. She has 60, so right off the bat, she's one of the best leaderships in the game. That's crazy, okay? Then on top of that, she has 2 skills that gives her immunity, full immunity. On top of that, she has a guard, she has invincibility, she has healing, she has damage accumulation. She basically has 100% ignore dodge all the time because it lasts for 8 seconds. The skill is on a 15-second cooldown. If you have max skill cooldown, you can keep this thing up all the time. She has a 80% chance to penetrate everything in the game. Oh my goodness, like the amount of things they gave to her, there's no way she's not going to be a good character. She's easily going to push into the top 10 for the combat class at the very least. And the fact that she has reflect means that she could also push for a spot in the PvP side of the game. That is crazy, boys. That is crazy. Moving on, we have White Fox. Given the fact that she's a speed character, I thought she was gonna be a dud. And her leadership is garbage, but the rest of her kit is actually very, very good. I'm also really looking forward to seeing what this new wording that they put on her tier 2 passive means. Does this mean that her tier 2 passive will only apply to characters when they are in the leadership role? Like, let's say for example, I'm using my DP, and since I always use DP in the leadership role, does that mean that if I'm using DP, Phil Coulson, and I'm using White Fox and DP's in the lead, I'm gonna get a 60% damage increase to supervillain from White Fox? Is that how this is gonna work? I think that would be really cool, but at the exact same time, it's kind of limiting because characters that don't natively have really good leaderships won't be able to take full advantage of this. However, people like Scarlet Witch who have really good leaderships will also be able to take advantage of this. So I'm really looking forward to her. I'm kind of sad that she's not a completely free-to-play friendly character that you can get from bias selectors. You actually have to get her from the heroic quest pack. So I'm kind of disappointed there. However, if it came down to this or her being in the monthly subscription bias selector, I'd rather her be here, because if you're free to play, you can grind for her for 3 months and spend the 2100 crystals and get her that way, right? Whereas if you're completely free to play and she was in the monthly bias selector, you would never have a chance to get her. So if this is what it comes down to, I guess I'd rather her be here. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna wait 3 months to grind for her like I'm doing for Arachnite. Honestly, I think I might drop a 6-star mega rank up ticket on her and bite the bullet just because I really want to test out her tier 2 passive. Like, it looks so cool. Her overall skill set, really, really cool. I love the Entomb. I love the fact that she has Life Leech, and she also has Charm, which obviously was taken from Enchantress. Also, oh my goodness, Morgan Le Fay. I really think that she has the potential to become the best universal supervillain character in the game for ABX. I really feel like she has the potential to kick Anti-Man out of the ABX meta. Well, not out of it, but I feel like she has the potential to surpass him. Everything in their kit is just hinting that she may be the new ABX meta. All she needs is the damage. Her overall skill set looks amazing. The healing, the revive. She has CC, she has a guard, right? She has all defense down, which can stack all the way up to 25%, right? It's not that high. It's not as good as DP or Gambit, but it's still pretty good, right? She also has the force skill, which you can channel, and that shit looks fire. Honest to God, bro, I'm gonna be loving that skill. And it looks like she's gonna be free to play, that you can get her from bio selectors, so I'm probably gonna be building her immediately. Moving into the uniforms, oh my goodness, the Dark Star armor from my girl Sharon Rogers. It looks fire. It looks amazing. It looks like something out of Final Fantasy, which the other armor that she got looks like it was out of Final Fantasy 2. This one just goes a step further. Like, it just looks freaking awesome. I'm kind of sad that she lost the ignore dodge, but chain hit is really good, and that's gonna synergize very, very well with a CTP of energy. Kind of sad I don't have any. This is just pushing me further and further and further. And I might at some point have to gamble for a CTP, because I want one for Wanda, and now I want one for Sharon Rogers, and I'm probably gonna need one for Luna Snow as well. Like, it's just getting crazy, boys. It's getting crazy. I wish her uniform bonus, Luna Snow that is, was at least 20% cold damage. 10 is just kind of low. It's just kind of like whatever to me. She's definitely gonna be much, much stronger. I'm looking forward to seeing how well her skills mesh together. Now, the uniform that I am most excited for is for my boy. Oh my goodness, my boy Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse. Oh my goodness, when I saw this in the live stream, I was so freaking excited. I screamed like a freaking child. Like, I'm so excited. Miles Morales is the only spider in this game that I've never been able to use for anything, because his survivability is atrocious. It's garbage, right? He has the potential to be good. His tier 2 passive is good. His damage overall is just so-so right now, and I'm hoping that a premium uniform with decent survivability and a decent uniform bonus is exactly what my boy needs to make an impact in this game. I'm not saying he needs to be top 10 speed character in the game, but I just want him to be playable and be able to hold his own and maybe keep up with, you know, Peter. But it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how well Miles performs in this uniform. Next uniform on this is Hyperion. Now, honestly, I'm not a big fan of how it looks. However, I'm happy that this time, for a classic uniform, they decided to give us some skill changes, a uniform bonus, and they didn't just shit on us like they did with the Loki and Hawkeye fiasco. So it looks like they're listening, and hopefully they continue to learn that, hey, just because the uniform looks different and some people prefer the classic look, it doesn't mean you can sell us garbage, right? This is pretty decent. I'm looking forward to seeing how much better it makes Hyperion, but I'm probably not going to pick it up immediately. I'm probably going to play around with the new skill set that they designed for Hyperion to see how much better they made him, because I don't just want to pick up the uniform and say, oh yeah, Hyperion is great now compared to before. I want to see how much better he performs with the changes, because the changes look pretty decent. But granted, Hyperion was in a really bad place, so any change is a good change. So all these characters are getting their level 70, and my girl Chirag, yo, this tier 3, easily one of the coolest looking tier 3 skill in this freaking game. It looks like something out of Naruto, look like something out of Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? This shit looks fire. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be spamming this crap for the next, like, I don't know, few months. Yes, immediately after this update goes live, you're gonna see a video from me where I'm building Chirag and I'm pushing my baby to tier 3. I don't give a crap. Even if this skill doesn't do that much damage, which it's gonna do a lot of damage because it's Chirag and they love Chirag and they know we love Chirag. It's gonna do a lot of damage even if she doesn't go right back to the top of the game. I'm gonna be having so much fun with her. I'm really happy with her tier 3, and I think it's interesting that they give her a skill that gives immunity to the team and a damage reduction to the team. That is actually pretty freaking crazy, right? I'm also intrigued by the fact that they chose to give her critical damage Personally here, I would have rather 30% or 35% guaranteed critical rate over critical damage, because people like me, I'm going to have at least 80-90% critical damage on her. So this extra 50% is basically wasted, right? This is only helping people who don't have the character built properly. I would have much rather get 30%, 35% guaranteed critical rate, and that would have made a big difference in terms of her overall DPS. But she's a damage proc here, and she can penetrate basically everything besides super armor. I'm also intrigued by the fact that her damage accumulation, I'm assuming on her third skill, would now charge faster. So I want to see how that works out. I'm kind of disappointed that they chose to give her 40% ignore defense right here. I would have much rather get 40% ignore dodge, right? Because if you think about it, Chirag already has 10% ignore defense as a part of her 4-star passive, and if they give her 40% here, that's 50%. That's the cap, right? So you basically have to build the character with 0 ignore defense if you want to take a full advantage of her 4-star passive and her tier 3 passive. So yeah, I would have personally preferred, and I'm really hoping they worded this wrong, and it's 40% ignore dodge. That would have been amazing. Okay, this is just talking about the Hyperion changes. Now they're talking about a few changes right here for the giant boss raid, which I like. This one in particular, I wish every game mode had it. Recent, you can just go to the recent page and just reselect your team from there. That would be really, really cool. I want to see that for Shadowland. I want to see that for ABX. I want to see that for World Boss Ultimate especially. So yeah, hopefully they change that. And right here, you can replay giant boss mode with the same team that you use. So if you run into some people who are pretty cool and they press the co-op button, people press the purple button. Okay, yeah, this would be pretty cool. This is actually a pretty cool change. Next up is right here, we already spoke about the fact that White Fox is from the heroic quest, and right here you can actually now stop the heroic quest, and I don't think you will lose whatever you invested. So if you bought Arachnite for 750 and you're in the middle of doing it and you want to just jump over to start White Fox, you can do that, and then you can come back to doing Arachnite later. So that's pretty cool. This is actually a very interesting change. The fact that now if you get some of these trash characters like Hulkling to tier 2, you can get yourself a CTP of destruction. So if the new Avengers is actually giving you a CTP of destruction, what are you getting from the rest of them? Or is the CTP of destruction for completing every single one of these quest packs? I'm very intrigued by that. Now, right here is where I see a lot of people getting very confused. I see people saying that when you buy this thing, you're gonna get 300 inventory space, you're gonna get the crystals, and once it ends and you buy it again, you're gonna get an additional 300 space. That's not how I see this thing working. Let's be realistic here. It's a subscription. Chances are, and I feel like this is exactly how it's gonna work, you're gonna get 300 additional inventory space for the 15 days that this thing is running, and once your subscription runs out, you then lose the 300 inventory space. Otherwise, think about it, guys. You buy this thing 3 or 4 or 5 times, you end up with so much inventory space. There's no way Netmarble would do that, okay? There's no way they would do that. I feel like the inventory space and all the bonuses that are being provided from this thing are temporary. And if the price is right, I personally think it's a good deal. I just have to see the price first. I think they're probably going to try to charge as much as a bio selector. And I think for 15 days, for me, I don't know if it's worth it. If it's the same price as like a Stark Stash or a little bit higher, like $1 or $2 higher, then it's okay. It's okay. Moving on. The only thing, like these uniform like rooms or whatever are pretty cool, but the rewards are still kind of crappy. Like 150 bios for getting every uniform there to Mythic. It's just kind of crappy. Right here, I personally am never going to use the quick upgrade feature for Obelisk, because then you end up getting rid of ones that have really good stats. Not gonna do that. Right here, they're talking about Shadowland and the fact that your team that you used previously will be displayed. When I saw Shadowland originally, I was super excited because I thought new floors. Nah, not new floors. This is a cool change though, because it makes things a little bit faster. Right here, they're just talking about assembly points, and right down here, they're just talking about things that they fixed. One notable thing here for me at the very least is the fact that now it seems like they fixed it so that when Master Mode goes down on his knees and he's trying to recover HP, if you break the shield, he will actually stand back up and don't recover HP, because that's actually really annoying. I can't tell you guys how many times this guy goes down on his knees, we freaking break the HP shield, and he just stays there and recovers 10 bars. Like, it's just really annoying. There's a couple changes here that are really good, but I'll leave it to you guys to read through, man. Overall, I think this is gonna be a pretty solid update. It's the first update in a little while where all the new characters look really good and all the new uniforms look really good. But it's probably because these are Netmarble's own creations, so of course they're always gonna be good. Anyways, man, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this update. I know some of you guys are pretty annoyed about the fact that White Fox is not in bioselectors, but at least from the looks of it, we will be able to get Morgan Le Fay through regular Shadowland bioselectors.